you second guessing yourself when it comes to posting on social media? In this episode, we'll explore how to express yourself confidently while minimizing the fear of being judged. Welcome to the Thrive in Practice podcast, a bite-sized show designed to keep you motivated, inspired, and on track to creating a thriving healthcare business. Every Monday morning at 8 a.m., I'll share simple actions you can take in your business right now to help you get more clients, increase your income, and reduce overwhelm. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Thrive in Practice podcast. I'm your host, Anil Mustafa, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about posting on social media confidently. Now, the idea of this episode came about because a practitioner had posted anonymously in one of our Facebook groups asking for advice on being more confident to post on socials, largely because she was concerned about the fear of judgment about what people would say about her content. Now, I'm sure a lot of you listening can relate to this as well. I know I certainly felt the same way when I started posting on social media. But a lot of this stems back to mindset, as it does with most of our business issues that we have. It all stems down to mindset. It's the imposter syndrome, it's the self-worth, it's the lack of confidence. And I'll touch on those a little bit today as well. But what I wanted to do was start by saying that if you are someone who really doesn't want to be on social media and you're doing it because people are telling you it's the best way to grow your practice, please take this as permission to not be on social media. Because you don't need to be, especially if you're somebody who offers in-person consults. There are much better ways to grow your practice without spending this obscene amount of time being on social media. Now, that is not because social media doesn't work. It does, unequivocally. And if you're an online practitioner and you do 100% telehealth, then being on social media is probably going to give you some degree of traction in your business. But it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort creating content, then creating the graphics that go with that content, your reels, your static posts, your carousels, your stories, all of the things that come along with that. It is obscenely time consuming. Again, it does work, but it takes a bit of time. So if the reason you're not confident is because you don't want to be there, again, take this as permission not to be there. But if you're somebody who does genuinely want to be on social media and wants to find a way to be more confident, then I'll certainly help you through this episode as well. So the first thing I want to talk to you about, if you are feeling a lack of confidence and do want to be on social media, is that those that are more successful than you will not judge you. They will not take the time to sit there and check out your content and correct you if they think you are wrong. Why? Because I've got better things to do with their time. And a lot of the times we think people are looking at our content and judging us, when in actual fact, we've got 3 seconds to capture their attention, and trying to get them to read the content that we've put out there in the first place is the bigger challenge rather than worrying about what people are going to say. The best practitioners, the ones that have the busy practices, the ones that are the happiest in their practice, are not the ones that are going to be sitting there judging you and questioning what you're posting. Some of them might reach out privately and say, hey, I think that may not be accurate, in which case, great learning opportunity. But in most cases, we sit there and we worry about posting because we think somebody is going to take the time to fact check us or correct us or tell us something different. And the reality is that that may happen, but you can get two experts who are very, very well researched on the exact same topic and have completely different opinions. So it doesn't matter how well researched your content is, there may always be someone out there who's going to argue with what you're going to post. But who is that person to you, and why does it matter? If that person wants to come along and play, that troll and start telling you that you're wrong or that you don't know anything, why would you waste your energy on them? Why do you let them stop you from achieving your level of success? The only people that judge us, the only people that take the time to put us down and make nasty comments on social media, and it certainly does happen, but the only people that take the time to do so are those that are less successful than you are. They don't have the confidence to do what you're doing. They may have tried it. They may not be confident enough to even try it. But the reality is that those people are projecting their own insecurities onto you. And the beautiful thing about this is when we start understanding that people's projections onto us of their own issues are their own, they're not ours. And when they come to us with comments that aren't that nice or that perhaps make us feel bad about ourselves, when we understand that this is their way of bringing us down to make themselves feel better, we can start feeling confident and feeling like it really doesn't matter if that person comes along. We can block them, we can ignore them, or we can be a little bit funny and say, hey, thanks for taking the time out to comment on my post. Greatly appreciate it. Or, hey, what's going up in your life that you felt the need to share this information? And what you'll find most often is that even if people do come to troll your posts, it's actually going to help boost your engagement. So when you look at those positives and you start realizing that their opinion of you does not matter, they don't know you, they've never met you, they don't know how hard you studied to be where you are today. So why are you letting the fear of what somebody might say stop you from posting online? Now, I also really want to emphasize here that you know more than your clients. So if you're worried about other practitioners, again, that first point really should have covered that for you because they're not going to take the time to judge you or even read your content half the time. But if your fear stems from what are your clients going to say, know that you know more than your clients do. So again, why are you letting the fear of what your clients might say stop you from sharing information that could be of value to somebody who wants to come to see you? Now, growth also comes from feedback. So if somebody does take the time out to correct you on something that you've posted, that's okay. Take it or leave it. It may help you grow. It may help you see things a little bit more differently. But what you might find is that it reinforces that you know that you're right in the first place. So don't let the fear of posting stop you from growing, because even if we do something, let's say we put out a post and that's an educational post and it flops or somebody comes along and corrects us, it doesn't necessarily mean that your content didn't land. It could just be that the content was maybe too technical, so the person didn't resonate with it and they didn't read it. Or maybe it wasn't compelling enough to capture their attention within those first 3 seconds. Whatever the reason is that they didn't engage with your content, know that it's got nothing to do with you and your self-worth. Maybe your content needs to change. Maybe you need to update it to be more reflective of what your clients' pain points and desired outcomes are. Sure, we learn that as we go along, but that should not stop you from putting something out there in the first place. The other thing that's really important to know is that we're also consumed in our own lives, that most of the time when we're on social media, we're looking at content and we're thinking about what's in it for me. So if somebody sees your post, they're not going to sit there and go, oh, your hair's not perfect. Oh, you don't have enough makeup on. Oh, that doesn't look like it's professional quality video, or any of those factors that we worry about. That person is sitting there going, why do I need to see this? What's in it for me? And when we start understanding that people are there to find out what's happening in their, or not to find out what's happening in their own lives, but to get information that's going to support them or entertain them, then those people are going to resonate with your content. But they're not going to sit there and worry about you and try to judge you on what you're posting, because it's not relevant to them whether or not your information is accurate. What they want to know is this information of any benefit to me? If it is, great, I'll read it. If it's not, I'm going to continue scrolling. But most of us worry about what's going to happen when we post and then don't post. And therefore, we can never move forward in our lives or in our businesses. So again, don't let the fear of what's going to happen when people comment on your social media posts get in the way of you achieving your goals. Focus your efforts on being authentic. Stop worrying about being perfect. Okay. Done is better than perfect. So if you don't want to post because your reels aren't going to be as professional as the next practitioner, then don't let that stop you. Why? Because it doesn't matter. People resonate with authentic information and authentic creativity. Let's call them our creatives online. So when you start worrying about being perfect, it's going to take you too long to post, or you might not ever post. And what's going to happen then is that you're going to get very deflated very quickly because you're spending an obscene amount of time trying to get things just right. But in reality, again, our patients are looking at the content we're putting out there and going, what's in it for me? They're not judging you on the things that you think they're judging you on. They're just worried about themselves. They're not worried about you. So be authentic, share your message, and if it doesn't resonate, tweak and continue onwards from there. And also remember your purpose. Why are you doing this in the first place? Are you here on social media because you're wasting time? No, you're here to grow your business. So Remember that you're here to do exactly that, and don't let other people's judgment stop you from achieving that goal as well. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If so, please like, share, or subscribe, and I'd love to hear your feedback. If you're a natural health practitioner looking to build a thriving practice, then My Appointments is here to help. Our innovative practice management software and automated solutions reduce your administrative burdens, allowing you to focus on what you do best, positively impacting your patients' lives. With plans starting at just $0 per month, you can save both time and money. Visit myappointments.app for a 30-day free trial, or for more information about the Thrive in Practice course, head to anilmustafa.com.au.